get here earlier, but I had a very, very full day today. I just wanted to very briefly welcome the launch of the campaign for human rights in Afghanistan and to congratulate you on getting the campaign up and running and wish you every success, recognising that this is not, as I was just hearing you say, not something which is going to happen overnight. Of course, we know that there are victims of human rights violations who live here with us today, and indeed there may be some actually with us here. And our community organisations have a vital role in helping people to rebuild their lives in this country. We know one thing we've learned over the years, it is that in any conflict situation, it is human rights that are at risk and are at risk from very early on. People will offer a whole host of reasons why to justify, but nonetheless, what we have to do is be very clear that human rights should be inviolable. We've seen in Afghanistan over the last few years changes being made, and that is of course to be welcomed, but I'm sure the kind of questions you've been asking is whether they are enough, and also more importantly, whether they're actually being acted upon, because one of the other things that we know looking around the world is that there is country after country which has legislation in place, but that doesn't actually stop violations occurring. And that's why campaigns like this and vigilance is so essential. It is easy, of course, to presume that this is a very simple thing, that in the West, human rights are never violated, there's never a problem, and that we can tell everybody else how to run their countries. It doesn't require you to be an academic. Anyone who observes what has happened in recent years knows that that is not the case. The West does not have an unblemished record. Some of the things which have happened in the last few years really one finds deeply disturbing, the process of extraordinary rendition and so on. But one also thinks back to the experience here in Britain during the troubles in Northern Ireland. And we understood what was happening, but when we think about what actually took place, we had internment in Northern Ireland without trial. It's hard to think of a clearer violation of your human rights. We had censorship of all kinds. It wasn't talked about very much, but it was there. And we had a number of major incidents where wrongful arrest took place. People were imprisoned on trumped up evidence. However, one of the lessons from that was that because we retained a free press and a democratic system, we were able to challenge, and those issues were exposed and put right. The rights that we have here, the rights that exist in Afghanistan, have been hard won, and the price of those that hard won improvement in human rights is eternal vigilance. There will always be reasons that governments can give why this is an exceptional case, why for particular reasons we will set aside, and just this once, we'll only do it this once, but having done it once, we know that history tells us that it will happen again and again and again. So the work that you do is extremely important in the context of Afghanistan, but it also serves to remind us that human rights can never be taken for granted, and that all of us in our different ways have to not only keep campaigning for Afghanistan, but be aware and conscious that we have to go on sustaining them in our own country and indeed in every other country around the world. You are doing us all a service by launching this campaign, and I wish you every success in the struggle ahead.